Drama Like Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, girl, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face to blink. Yes, his your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I'm coming through today, November the 27th, 2025. And girl, I can't forget with all of the hustle and bustle, I do have a payment due today. Girl. Anyway, so I just had to, y'all seen earlier, I was trying to finish up this 1250 podcast project. World, I want to finish that soon because I want to start my next project, Reach the World, which I would hope to finish before the end of this year because I've only done 3 pieces of artwork this year. But I really want to do Wisdom Speaks Truth. Or is it Wisdom? I'm sorry. I always mess her name up. It's either Wisdom Speaks Truth or Wisdom Speaks Life. I think it's Wisdom Speaks Life. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I want to do her as a project Reach the World. She recently got married, so maybe that could be a little late wedding gift to I'm sorry, my hair is going to bed. My hair all over the place. I got to retwist my locks. That's what I'm actually about to go ahead home and do. I'm out this morning because I got to Visitation on fumes. Like literally, the minute I hopped on the highway, my gas light came on. So y'all seen me up working on the 1250 podcast drawing because I was supposed to get back up last night and work on it, but I was so tired. Like, I know it's warfare around my artwork. Anytime I make up in my mind I'm gonna do my artwork, well, I got sidetracked because the house was quiet, nobody was home, and then the minute I put my easel like towards the bathroom, because I have to draw in the bathroom, that's where the only Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is. My granddaughter came home and was like, grandma, come sit down with me, come play with me. And my grandson, so I just ended up just playing with them and then was going to bed. I fell asleep with her on the couch and I woke up with the most horriblest crook in my neck, pulled my neck. My body is hurting so bad, girl. So I get ready to get into a shower. I plead the blood of Jesus all over my body, and by his stripes, I am healed. So I was meditating, getting about to get into the hot shower when Marcello calls. So Marcello is expecting a visitation. And you already know that when he expecting visitation, he gonna be calling every 5 minutes. I tried to tell him that time works differently in here out there. I mean, in there than out here. He don't get it, girl. He'll say he called back an hour later. It literally will only be 20 minutes. And he'll be like, you almost ready now? Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Are you almost ready? And I'm like, Marcello, all the calls is stopping us, obstructing us from getting out the house. So I never planned on going to visitation today, but we put in all 4 days just in case we don't know how it's going to go. So we just went on and put in all 4 days because we'll just go as it comes, but you can't make no corrections if you don't put it in before Wednesday, right, at 5 p.m. So thank God we put it in on Monday, I believe, when they open it up, because Wednesday comes before you know it, and you freaking forget, and then you can't do it. So that's a little note to prison wives. Just do it as soon as you possibly remember it. Don't say, oh, I'll do it a little later. No, take time right then and there because you will forget, girl. So, anyways, I didn't plan on going today. I had ended up switching shifts with somebody. So, I was trying my best to figure out how to go with Money to see Marcello because Money is in nursing school. Okay, so she don't get a lot, and then the days that she's off from nursing school, she has to work. So she really don't get a lot of time off from work, and then she doesn't have the time free from nursing school, but she's on a little vacation, right? So She was like, "Oh, perfect. I'm gonna go see my dad." Now, mind you, her father was 2 hours away. He was up at Florida State Prison, and I don't know. Even though it's only 2 hours to get there, because of where it's located off of I-70 freaking darn 5, it takes 12,000 years to get home. I don't know why. Sorry. And for me, I try to make it a thing. So we'll go and we'll vlog and see what else they got out there in the countryside. And when you driving from out there, everybody have farms and stuff. When you driving through that Ocala area and all that, it is so pretty seeing all the backyards with farms and animals and pointing out the animals to the kids. And then we would stop by Grandpa Joe's Candy Shack. So we would always find things that we like to do that are close to the facility. A lot of times it's nothing because it's usually backcountry woods places. But we find something, right? So coming from out there, she was planning to go up there, but I knew I had to work on Thursday. So I had made a plan because Friday, I kept saying I might could go on Friday because I don't start work until 5 p.m. But I was really trying to get rid of the Friday because I know people would be more susceptible to taking a Friday than to take, because they celebrate Thanksgiving and stuff like that. They did not, nobody's going to take my Thursday shift. So I knew I wouldn't be able to give it away to be able to go with her to visitation. So oh, my phone is unaliving itself. Sorry to gotta hear the car noise. So I was like, I'll just work on it. Let's just put all the days in and I'll work on it. And what I was doing was I switched with this girl. She worked my morning shift because I would have been at work now. I closed for her because she didn't want to close. And then she would help me find somebody to take my Friday. So that Friday I would hopefully be off and then we can go up the road to see Marcello. Well, in the middle of the week, Marcello calls me and says that he was at Lake Butler. And I had got alarmed like from his family, like, what the heck he doing at Lake Butler? Lake Butler is actually the hospital. That's our hospital in Florida. So they like, okay, so why is it saying he's in Lake Butler? And everybody's like nervous or whatever. So Marcello calls and he's like, no, I've been transferred. And he said, I knew I was gonna be transferred, but I didn't want to say nothing because sometimes when you mention things, it just doesn't happen. Because y'all know he was going through a thing being up there, and he was saying he couldn't take it. They are too petty at that camp. They doing too much, and he was just gonna, lose his cool or whatever. So, thank God they went on and transferred him. But he said that he knew they were gonna transfer him. Now they're not supposed to tell you that you're gonna get transferred, right? For security reasons, they do not let you know. Um, but he said the way he knew that he was going to be transferred is because when you have boots or a jacket, they are owned by that facility. So they come collect your state boots and your jacket. That is something I just found out from him. And he was like, when the guy came and asked him, does he have state boots? He was like, no, I ain't got no state boots. He said that put the seed in his brain then that, oh, I'm finna be transferred. So he was like, but he didn't want to say nothing. So he didn't tell me until they actually got on the bus. So last week, they took them from Florida State Prison to Lake Butler. So Lake Butler, I don't even know how far away it is from me. But somehow he said the crew that he went with, they were already getting visitations that weekend. But he said, "Oh, don't worry because I'm going to be closer to home." So he ends up transferring. I don't know what, it may have been like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. No, Monday to, it was Sunday. They transferred him to the reception. They put him there, and it's like a layover. And by it being By it being holiday weekend, he's going to stay in the reception center, right? So, and that's where he was before he went back up to Florida State. He was a permanent in the reception center, and he thought he was going to stay there close to home, but ended up they were like, no, we need the area for reception. Which, if you don't know what reception center is like the intake when you're first coming into prison, when you're first getting your everything. We'll do a whole video about that, but it's for those purposes. And being a permanent there is kind of hard, they were saying, because they got so many people they got to intake into prison. And remember, prisons are at critical capacity because they don't want to let nobody go. Nobody innocent like Marcello and nobody else. So they have a issue with enough space. So they transfer him out due to lack of space. So he ends up back there. So for this weekend, he'll be able to visit. He'll be able to visit. We put in all 4 days. So I do plan to go tomorrow. So it's gonna be rough. I don't have much time before work. It's by the time I get home, it's gonna be after 12. I wanted to do something to my hair because I don't want to go up in there with the bird's nest. But oh yeah, and then he was talking about his blues. So he said when he got there, they don't issue them blues because he's just there for the moment. So he was saying he needed blues, which is the uniform that they wear, but they want to be crisp and clean when they come up to visitation, because you got all different types of blues. Some blues are messed up, faded, they toe up. But Marcello used to actually work in the area before, like a long time ago. I don't even know what camp he was at, where he had his own office where he would repair. Oh, that was at Lake CI, where he would repair the blues, and he would make sure he get decent blues to certain individuals, and they'll run him some commissary and stuff like that. Crazy, but it's all about a commodity thing. Which actually, if we bartered and traded like that on the outside, see, that's what they do inside prison. That's almost like what we should be doing out here in society, because this money thing just is not. We should be just trading our gifts, our talents, our services, our goods with each other, allegedly. But it's probably gonna get back to that. But anyways, so he was like, I gotta find me some good blues. I don't know how I'm gonna get me some blues. That's what he means, for a visitation, because they want to look nice as well as much as they can with state property outfits or whatever. But he was saying that they didn't issue him no new ones, so he had some old blues. So the other issue is we wanted to take pictures, but he has no money on his books. And through Florida, they do correct pay. And for some reason, correct pay, I don't know if it's because he's like in transit, basically. He's not at his permanent camp, that it's just not coming up for us to be able to send him money, which is an issue. That's silly. I remember back in the day, because remember, I've been a prison wife for 23 plus years. So prison wife versus 2002, when I began this journey, to 2025, you used to could just run your tail up to Western Union. Or sorry, they used to have these little coupon things you could fill out, and you could drop it at the facility with the money order. So if you're going to visit, you can drop them money as well, and it'd be put on their books. Or you can go to the Western Union. Later, they started MoneyGram with Walmart, where I could just run up there. It didn't have to be this way, and it didn't matter if you knew. I don't think you had to know the facility necessarily. It would just track with them. So this is an issue that correct pay needs to figure out, because we can't even send him money. And because we can't send him the money, because they went cashless in DOC, so they all are connected. They went cashless in DOC. So you used to go up to the commissary. So this is a den now too. You used to go up to the commissary window and purchase a picture ticket. Now you cannot. The incarcerated citizen has to, rather than saying inmate, has to purchase it off of their money that is sent to them. So with their ID, they have to purchase it. So there will be no way to buy a picture pass on site. You got to kind of pre-buy the picture pass, which is crazy. So yeah, so I hope they could get pictures. This is Marcello's first time seeing his grandson walking. He went from barely able to walk. I think Marcello was transferred away in April. And then when we went back up to Florida State Prison to visit for Marcello's birthday, which is National Wrongful Conviction Day, when we went up there to visit, um, he wasn't quite walking yet. He was just holding on to things and trying to. So now he gets to run around and play with them and stuff. So it's gonna be nice. So the last thing that happened is that so Money's preparing. I said I'm gonna help the kids get ready, but I'm just gonna get ready and go to work, and help my sister get ready because I'm her caregiver or whatever, and then just head on to work. I was gonna work on my 1250 podcast drawing, which looks like that's gonna get diverted to later again because I've been out longer than I expected. But Money, I did help get the kids ready, and then she's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know where their birth certificates are." Because the last time she had it is when we went up there for his birthday. So we're checking the car, we're checking the glove compartment. It's the last minute now. She might possibly get caught in count. So I'm like, "Oh, Money, why didn't you do like yesterday prepare?" And she's like, "Well, I went to an engagement party. I didn't have time. I got home. I'm tired. I'm barely able to get there." So we did not know if they were going to let the kids in because, the first time you visit a facility, some places make you do it every time. You have to bring their birth certificates, but sometimes it's just the first time, and then once they have it on record, then you're good. So we didn't know because he was there. It was a possibility that they're still in the system. So you wouldn't have to bring the birth certificate the first time. Or they do things by the book. Some people, it depends on who you get because it's no rhyme or reason to DOC, honestly. And it's no basically equality. Everything is just the you don't know, luck of the draw. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm like, you could get there and it's fine because he's still in the system, or you might get there and they said no, we took him out the system, he's back, but it's like you're starting all over. So she wasn't sure if they was gonna let her in. So she's like, well, can you ride with me up there? So we fly up there, and she's like, if they don't let the kids in, like if they're not in the system and I don't have their birth certificates, which Princess was going to be so disappointed. I was praying that she was able to get in because she was so excited because she'd been asking about going with her granddad because she recognized she was going to visit him quite often, and then it slowed up when he moved away, when they moved him further away. She would say, I want to see my granddad. I want to go play with. Now she calls him Grandpa Bachetto. She can't say Marcello. She said Bachetto. She's like, I want to go see Grandpa Bachetto. And then when she found out that's where she was going this morning, she was so excited. But then I'm like, dang, we're going to have to break her little heart because Money doesn't have the birth certificate. But all praises be to the Most High. They let her in. So Money said they were still in the system. Hopefully, it was that same sweet lady. There are some guards that are such angels, and this one guard I have been praying for so bad. And she crossed my mind not too long ago because she was sick when we had left. I'm like, where's she at? Like, this lady was golden. She used to stop, count just for Marcello to get up there. She'd be like, hold on, hold on, hold on. She's like, why you come every time at count? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't try to. But she was so beautiful. And I've been wondering how she's doing. And I've been praying for God to show me that she's fine. So I'm hoping to find out information about how she's doing or whatever. But it's so beautiful that we end up right back here. But this is not Marcello's permanent location, so we're just kind of passing through. Anyways, I'm gonna go get gas because my car is about going to bed. I have not ate. I did, however, check my blood sugars. I'm decent. So by the time I get home, it's gonna be about one something. Really time to go get ready for it. So if I have time later, no, I'm not gonna have time because I got to do something. If I sit up there drawing, I'm gonna be going to visitation like this. No, there's no way. And my daughter's like, Ma, you should just come in since you drove up here. I'm like, with my hair, like, girl, you crazy. I am not going in there like that. And then number two, I got on shorts. See, this is my shirt I drew. I don't know if I ever showed y'all my hand painted t-shirts. I drew this. So I got on my hand painted t-shirt and then I got on shorts. They would never let me in with shorts. But I need to start doing my hand painted t-shirts again. That's me. Caddy. All right, guys. I will talk to y'all later. It's your girl Cadillac.